So next on the hotspot is...
Not really. It's not hot. Come on.
It's a limelight.
Yeah.
Xiazhao Chen, who's going to deliver a presentation on the definition of multinational data.
So it's time in the sun.
It's time in the sun.
Yeah.
Okay, very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Doctoral conference. And my name is Xiazhao Chen, postgraduate research student in tourism and hospitality management. Well, my project is about the determinant factors when multinational hotel groups choose their locations in China. And today's presentation is part of my research, which regarding the definition of multinational hotels, and which is quite like the basis of terminology. So it's not an unfrequent phenomenon that you can see a lot of various names about hotels, such as hotel groups, hotel corporations, brand hotels, hotel operators, international hotel chains, and multinational hotel groups. I don't know, have you ever thought the differences among these different names? But it did cause a lot of problem at the beginning of my research, because all of these they all describe the same phenomena, and it could be changed directly sometimes. So some authors would like to use hotel groups rather than hotel corporations, and some authors would like to use others. So, well, it's really it causes a lot of chaos. So the first aim of my research is attempting to figure out this problem. Well, my presentation will be divided into 4 parts, and the first I will give a brief background information, and then due to the contactless connection between international hotel chains and multinational hotel groups, I would like to introduce international hotel chains firstly, and it's possible to elaborate the definition of international hotel groups on the basis of the analysis of multinational hotel groups, and then we will move to multinational hotel groups, and finally I will clarify the differences between international hotel chains and multinational hotel groups, since they are frequently used, and some researchers will overlook the slight differences between these 2 terms. Well, so here is a table about the top 10 hotel corporations in the world measured by the number of rooms. And there are a lot of stunning names you can see, such as Marriott International, Hilton Worldwide, intercontinental hotel groups, and also you can see some Chinese multinational hotel groups such as Jinjiang and Homing Huazhu. They are really famous in China now, although in the worldwide market now. According to the data released by the Smith Travel Research Global, there are over 156,000 hotels in the world, and representing more than 14.5 million rooms. However, the total number of these giant hotels rooms has reached approximately 6 million, which is over 40% of the whole market. While what I want to mention here is that Marriott has finally completed the acquisition of Starwood, bringing together its Marriott, Contiat, and Ritz-Carlton brands with Sheraton's, with Starwood's Sheraton, W, Westin, and St. Regis properties together to reach a 30 hotel brands portfolio, and as a result, Marriott has become the largest hotel group in the world currently, and with 1.1 million rooms. In other words, nearly 1 out of every 15 hotel rooms is operated by or affiliated to Marriott. So what a big company now. Well, I would like to introduce international hotel chains firstly, and the concept of hotel chain first appeared during the end of the years of World War II and immediately expanded at a faster pace. Well, during this period, hotel companies such as Hilton and Sheraton in the United States, they experienced rapid growth by acquiring and remodeling the older individual hotels. Well, previous researchers explained the definition of hotel chain from different perspectives, although they didn't use the exact definition words or even use the term hotel chain. But hotel chain have been built on the multidisciplinary framework. For example, by applying resource-based theory, what we call RBT, and the transaction cost approach, agency theory, AT, and the stakeholders and network concepts. A synthesis of these various theories provides a detailed picture of the versatile nature of the hotel chain from the perspective of the firm, and such as crossing relationships and information and communication flows, contractual links, and evolving problems. Well, despite a large amount of research on hotel chains, there's little research concentrating on the deeper exploration of the relationship between hotel chains' attributes and their origins. Hotel chain might be originated from the theory of brand management, as previous scholars call them brand hotels, hotel brands, branded hotel operators. And in the same vein, the theory of hotel chain might be derived from the theory of value chain, which the development of this theory, of the hotel chain theory, is relevant to the maturity of the theory of value chain. So it can be deduced that the business theories give the inspiration of the hospitality management researchers, especially the application of multinational enterprises theory in the hospitality industry. Well, each specific terminology of hotel chains is on behalf of one theory applied in a separate perspective of hotel chains. For example, what we mentioned before, RBT, such as the resource-based theory, focuses on the impact of resources possessed by the hotel companies, while agency theory concentrates on the relationship between franchisors and franchisees. So there are different fields. Well, here is a table about 7 existing definition of multinational hotel groups. Well, if you can, well, something happened there. If you can focus on the middle column of this table, it will be much helpful for you to understand the definition. Let's look at the first one, which is presented by Contractor and Cantu in 1998. Well, according to their definition, you can say a hotel chain, well, what they said is a global hotel firm, should have global coverage, different ways of affiliation, and should focus on geographical coverage, and also they have different ways to expand. So it's quite like what they are, how they look like, and how they get together. And in Jeffrey 2000, there's an interesting thing that he cited a restriction on the minimum number of properties. So, the same as Pong in 2004 and Bahitia in 2006. Some researchers focus on the exact number of hotels in a hotel chain. So that makes a sense of what they are and how many should be together, but it's not. I think that is not the point. Here is the Andrews and Ivanova. Well, according to these existing definitions, what we can conclude is there are four main features of hotel chains. The first one is multi-unit nature and the common brand. Well, and the types of affiliation, what I call model choice and geographical distribution on different levels. Sorry, I'll have to go back to this table. If you can look at the last column of this, I have cited the different attributes I put them into. For example, the first one, contractor and can-do. Well, I put it into model choice things because they focuses on the different ways to expand. And for example, Jeffrey, I put it into the multi-unit nature because he concentrates on the exact number of the hotel chains. So that is the main features of hotel chains. Well, fortunately, Ivanova and Rahimi in 2016, they paved the way for us. Here is the definition, their definition about hotel chain. You can see what they are, a group of hotels, and how they look like, because they share a common brand, and they have one centralized function. Well, and how they get together, they utilize equity and or non-equity models, and the distribution, how they distribute it. Well, let's go back to our protagonist, multinational hotel groups. Of course, there are, as you can see, a lot of different names of this phenomena, and actually they all describe the same thing. So some authors, some researchers will call them international hotel groups, or some branded hotel groups and multinational hotel group firms and groups. Well, the analysis of multinational hotel groups is largely informed by research into multinational enterprises. There are two reasons. And the first one is multinational enterprises are essentially multi-unit organizations with numbers of subsidiaries located in different countries. And more importantly, many large multinational hotel groups themselves are multinational enterprises. And secondly, the logic of creating the definition of hotel chains during the previous research enlightened me, as we can remember that what they are, how they look like, and how they get together. So let's have a look at these three existing definitions of multinational hotel groups. The first one is cited in the Yearbook of China Tourism Statistics in 1999, and as you can see, it's said that as multinational hotel groups should be the economic type of enterprise, and this definition focuses on the foreign direct investment as a strategy of multinational hotel groups expansion. Well, it also focuses on it also, of course, it is out of date now because this definition attempts to distinguish foreign hotel companies and domestic hotel corporations. If you can remember, at the beginning, their table, there are a lot of Chinese multinational hotel groups now, and which cannot be overlooked in the current hotel market. And in the definition of Kuslova and Karas Mustaf in 2001, well, they have found that there is a close relationship between multinational hotel groups and the travel agency and the travel operators. So what they said that is the multinational hotel group company should control value-adding activities. And also in Brooks 2007, well, he gives exact the tasks of international hotel, what we call the multinational hotel groups here. And so based on the analysis of this, the existing definitions, here is a working definitions, and we can conclude the main features of multinational hotel groups. The answer is that multinational hotel groups group is an enterprise or organization, and what they do is leading, supervising, managing, and supporting hotel chains, and how they get together by utilizing active and or non-active modes and geographical distributions. Well, here is my working definition. Well, multinational hotel group is an organization, what they are, and holding at least one hotel chain sharing a similar concept and image, what they look like, operating through one or more centers of decision making. Well, I will talk it later. And controlling the added value activities with responsibility for leading, supervising, managing, and supporting, and what the tasks of them, and hotel chains which are usually on international level, the geographical distribution. And in order to realize the growth of the active and non-active modes or plural forms of entry modes, so how they get together. Well, there are two interesting things that I want to mention here is that the appearance of one or more centers of decision making is that it is impossible to consider the hotel operation management without the influence of government in developing countries. To some extreme occasions, that the hotels will be punished by electricity cards or water cards if they didn't obey the local government. So the local government has plays an important role in the hotel operational management. Well, and the possibility of usually on international level is because that some of multinational hotels, they're just even located in one country, but these multinational hotel groups, they own or control a global value chains which will take place globally. So, for instance, information technology. By adopting information technology, hotels are more convenient to achieve ordering and purchasing. So that's why they're usually on international level. And finally, I will clarify the differences between multinational hotels and international hotel chains. Of course, here is the same thing. They both same thing, that they are both formed by hotels in the competition of the hospitality industry with the process of added value to the property's marketing value. And although they have differences, the first one is the scope of multinational hotel groups and international hotel chains is different. It is a serious strategic decision for an independent hotel to join hotel chain. The main purpose of joining a larger entity like a hotel chain is to acquire a better strategic market position. And each brand has its certain boundary. However, the multinational hotel groups could have the whole market as the multinational hotel groups will. Possibly, we are own or control more than one brand, which could be covers every aspect of the market. And the second one, the answers of them are different. What I think that here is that multinational hotel groups focus on the corporate management, while the international hotel chains concentrate on the production management. As we all know that the multinational hotel groups are responsible for the generation of the plan, and the service processing is operated in the individual properties. So that's what we said. What I said here is that international hotel chains will focus on the production management, and the role of them are different because just as what I mentioned before, the application of multinational enterprises is the same as that the multinational hotel groups is quite like a parent company, and international hotel chains is chains are the units of this parent companies. So what we call the subsidiaries in this field. Here is two examples that I said here to help you to understand the differences between international hotel chains and multinational hotel groups. For example, Hilton, as you can see, there are a lot of brands here which will form the brand portfolio of Hilton, and each brand will represent an international hotel chain. And as you can see, Waldorf and Conrad, something like that. The same as the Marriott. Just as I mentioned before, Marriott has reached a 30 hotel brand portfolio, and each brand has its own target of the customer in the market, and the whole of them will form the target of the multinational hotel groups. So they could it could be the whole market. So that's my presentation, and do you have any questions? Thank you very much.
Okay, now please discussion. So I shall let first of all, I just want to say thank you for sharing with us insight into your PhD studies. I understand that this is just a snippet of what you've been working on where you are in the process. So it'd be really nice just to hear where you are in your PhD at the moment, and to get a personal insight as to why you're actually researching this topic area.
Why this area? Well, actually, it's my keen of this because when I did my undergraduate degree, I find it's really interesting to research in this field, and that's my inspiration. So that is all what I want to do in my whole life, and I will pursue it as my dream. So that's why I did it in my PhD here. And also, I find, just as I said at the beginning, it's a part of my research, and my research will be the determinant factors of the when multinational hotel groups choose their locations in China. What I select this topic because there is a really big change in China now. As what you can imagine is that most of these multinational hotel groups will select tier one, such as Beijing and Shanghai, these cities, as their destinations to settle their new properties. But now, the reality is that most of these multinational hotel groups, they don't choose. They choose the tier two or tier three in the inland of the China instead of these big cities. So that's really an interesting topic for me. So yeah.
So I guess in essence from that, that's why you're actually trying to focus in on
Yeah.
and have clarity
Yeah.
on what they actually need to be able to explore it further. And how far are you into your PhD?
The second year.
So you just started your second year?
Yeah, the second year.
And it's really encouraging to see. I had the pleasure of reading your application to the conference, so I really got a good idea of where you are. It's very encouraging to see such a systematic review being undertaken.
Actually, I have already finished my conceptual framework, and this is this is the first chapter of my research because what I'm doing now is try to analyze my data. And I will have a meeting with Roland and Derek today because I really made a trouble in my data analysis. So
where are you actually right now in terms of research, and what's next?
I am attempting to build an economic model for multinational hotel groups, the determinant factors, what they really focus on. So that's I have already collected some data, but yeah, it seems that this data have doesn't work. Yeah, so I have tried to refresh this. Yeah. Yeah.
There are some kind of complexities with the DHE industries that then might have some subtle influences upon those. So I was wondering if you've come across any issues, and obviously you have.
Yeah.
I think one thing to add is what Xiazhao in the bachelor degree is toward management.
Yeah.
But subsequently, Xiazhao did a master degree in economics in Glasgow University. So that gave him methodology to develop his PhD. And that was trouble.
Oh yeah, I got trouble.
I won't ask my next question because maybe after your meeting you'll know what's going to be what's next.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll save that for you guys to ask later. But thank you for sharing.
Thanks.
Are there any questions?
It's not a question as such, but more a comment.
Yeah.
You talked about the resource-based view.
Yeah.
Have you looked at Barney's literature?
Yeah, of course.
So, its framework and resource-based view competitive advantage.
You mean in the hospitality industry?
No, so Barney's work focuses on the resource-based view because you talked about it. I wonder whether you might have looked at Barney's work.
Yeah.
So he talks about the BRIS framework, valuable, rare, non-immutable, and non-substitutable resources.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same. That's what I mentioned before. Is that resource-based theory in the hospitality management focuses on the impact of resources produced by the hotel companies. So what these resources they have could encourage them to have more benefits of rather than other things. So
yes, because if you look at Barney's framework, it looks at those particular particular concepts, how valuable the resources are, how rare they are, how non-imitable they are, and how non-substitutable they are.
Yeah.
So that may be relevant for you to look at in terms of the resources. So just a comment if you are interested in.
Oh yeah. Thank you very much.
Any other questions?
Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks. I think you have a very good literature there. You have several definitions of multinational hotel group. And you have interesting theories which informs the definition. But I'm trying to think about if I live here, I'm trying to find out what is your definition of a multinational hotel group. And having looked at all the definitions, how do you define a multinational hotel group and why do you define like that?
Okay, that's just what I said in this presentation. So follow the logic of creating the hotel chain, international hotel chains. For the first one is what they are and how they look like, because they share the common brands and something like that, and how they fit together, and what the tasks of this one, and the something about the geographical distribution. So what I did is
I saw that, but I just wanted to just emphasize that this is after looking at all the definitions, this is your working definitions for your thesis, and this is why you're arguing that this is how you're defining this multinational hotel group for your own setting. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
So I ask a quick question. What particular, in terms of the industry, how useful do you think your findings will be? Or who will it be useful to?
Oh, yeah, these findings will help researchers, educators, and industrials to understand the classical features of multinational hotel groups. And what I'm trying to do is, just as I mentioned before, there's a gap between the outdated existing multinational hotel groups and the current reality. So I try to fulfill this blank, and this will, I think it will help researchers and educators, and especially industrialists, so especially for those who want to expand their business in China. And also I try to enrich the relevant literature. So
okay, so in terms of the industry, how exactly will it help them? So you mentioned that it will help them expand their business, but in how?
Oh yeah.
What kind of knowledge will it generate for them to expand their business?
Yeah, because just for example, some existing definition of multinational hotel groups, they just focuses on the maybe one aspect or feature of the multinational hotel groups, and this one will cover actually the whole, what I think the whole detailed things about multinational hotel groups, so that will help the industrialists to understand the specific features of the multinational enterprises, because this not just, for example, not just the number of these hotel chains, but the essence of this, and what they really like, really look like, and what they how they get together. So something like that. Thank you.
Any other last questions?
I was just wondering, are you considering the politics and control of China, that it exerts on business expansion or entry in China, and vice versa, how maybe Chinese multinationals could struggle then to, fasten space? Or do you see that as a political issue as well, or would you consider?
Yeah, of course, because just as I mentioned in this presentation, the political issue in China is really important as what way, and what I said, what I mentioned in my thesis is that, for example, guanxi is quite like the literally the relationship with somebody, and this especially in China, well, the industrialists, if they have a good relationship with the government, they will do something more easily than others. So.
How about the entry?
How about the entry? For example, the government will encourage them by reducing the tax or just maybe reduce the cost of the art, so something like that.
And also playing the part, especially just now, Xiazhao mentioned, most of the multinational hotel groups try to move into the tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities. And the government will have a huge play in the land price because allegedly we all discount houses. And the government hold freehold. So if the government wants the multinational hotel chain come in, the land price is coming down so rapidly.
Yeah.
And that will give a huge advantage to those kind of groups. And clear example, in fact, Lento hotels who have a good relationship with Chinese government. Their expansion is so quickly. And Shangri-La, and if you look at the Marriott Hotel Group and Hilton, you see totally different story. The government have a huge role to play.
I have a first question. He mentioned about 3 Chinese groups as well.
Yeah.
Okay, what are the chances of those groups coming out? Like,
They're already coming out.
Yeah. For example, just like the Xinjiang, they have finished the acquisition of one French hotel group, which is called Platin. Of course, the name of that, but yes, they have already come out. Yeah.
Like Xinjiang Hotel already purchased the Golden Tulip in
yeah.
Europe. So they already come out. It's just
Two studies together to see how they might come out to cater for.
Yes, that's the opposite side. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's strange that they don't come out as with their names.
Yeah.
So they would change.
But it will cost some time because just what this acquisition happened is just maybe 2016, so it might be some time to for them to change the name. Yeah. Yeah.
My question is the determinants of choosing the location in China, and is there any influence by competitors? So, like in my mind, and what your research is about the micro level of strategy.
Well, actually, good questions. So yes, that is what I really focus on. But what I focus on here is not the compactor, but I will use the game theory to explain the it's like a triangle relationship between the government, hotel operators, and the land owners. Because in the hospitality industry, actually, most of these multinational hotel groups, they don't own the land, the property, but they doing like the franchising and the lease management contractors. So so the landowner, they possess the property and they give it to the hotel operators, such as what we mentioned that this giant hotel companies. So there is a competition between these these 3 guys. So I try to explain that by using the game theory. So yeah.
Okay, anything else? Okay, unfortunately.
Thank you.